Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything leading up to my labor and delivery, a little story time, and I'm also going to be answering some of y'all's questions. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, pretty much anything birth related. I did get a lot of questions and a lot of them were repeated ones, so I'm going to try and avoid all the repeated ones and answer as many as possible. Before we continue, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below right now. Also, make sure you click that little notification bell button is right next to the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out from any of my upcoming new videos. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram at Nathaly, that's how you can find me. So I said we start with my pregnancy, and a lot of you guys might know this already, but I did have a tumor for 5 to 6 years. This started off when I was like 16-17 years old, and I was pretty much diagnosed with like prolactinomia. Totally forgot the word, prolactinomia. I believe that's what it is. Basically, that was just stopping me from having my menstrual cycle. So for that entire time frame, it was unlikely for me to get pregnant. It wasn't until I was 22 years old when I decided to have that checked out, and that's when I was diagnosed with prolactinomia, and I did get on medication right away. So fast forward a few years, the end of 2019 came and Phoenix and I both decided it was time. So literally the last week of 2019 we started trying, and then 2020 came with some amazing news. I got pregnant. My pregnancy, thank the Lord, was super smooth, no complications. This is something that makes me feel good talking about, just because I feel like I was so lucky that there was nothing wrong with my pregnancy. My mom would always ask me, oh, you haven't felt this, you haven't felt that, what about this and that? And my answer was always, I feel good, I feel fine. So with that being said about my pregnancy, this is where my labor and delivery comes in, and all of your guys' questions. So the first one is going to be, did I want to deliver in Germany? And the answer to that is yes, I actually did. I always knew that I wanted to have a baby here in Germany, coming into Germany, but it really wasn't the way that I was thinking it was going to be. Obviously, because of COVID, my mom and mother-in-law couldn't be here, and that's something that I envision, that I imagine giving birth in Germany, having my husband, my mom, and my mother-in-law in the delivery room. So that didn't go as planned, but yes, that is something that I wanted to do here in Germany, deliver in Germany. Although there was a few times where I thought about going back home and delivering in the States, but there was just so many things that I didn't want to happen, like Phoenix not being able to go to the States and missing that. So that is the main reason why I decided to stay here. The next one is, was I nervous to give birth in a German hospital? And the answer is no, I wasn't. Of course, there's that language barrier, but I've been to a German hospital before to get my appendix removed, and I know that they try their best to try and explain everything like as best as possible. Majority of the doctors do speak English, and I know they try their best to try and communicate with you. So that's pretty much all that matters to me, and that makes me feel like a lot better about going to a German hospital. This next one is, did you take any painkillers while giving birth? I don't think so. I mean, if epidural counts as a painkiller, then yes. I believe that's the only thing that I got, the epidural. So yeah, I don't know if that's a yes or a no. This next one is, how is the pain for you in labor? How's the pain for you in labor? So pretty much it was pretty rough because I was laboring at home. I did about 12 hours at home before deciding to go to the hospital. So those contractions were pretty bad. And while I was going through those contractions, I was like, I don't think I could do this. Like, if this is how I feel right now, I can't imagine how it's gonna feel in like 5 hours from now or when I'm giving birth. So I thought it was very scary, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. I think I would give it like a 9 out of 10. This next one is, did you do anything to induce labor? And I actually think I did, honestly. So I did the exercise ball, right? I got the exercise ball, and I did it 2 days before going into labor. So the first day, I think I did like 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, like there's no way this could do anything. So I did like 5 minutes of it, and that was it. I was over it. And then the next day, someone messaged me on Instagram and they were like, oh, I suggest you do the exercise ball, like it really helped me. And I was like, you know what, okay, let me get on it again. So that entire day I did a total of like 2 hours throughout the entire day just bouncing on the ball. I mean total, like it wasn't like 2 hours straight. So I really think that did it for me, because the next day I went into labor. So this next one is, what was the care like being in Germany? Were you in a German hospital or on base? I pretty much feel like I already answered this one. I was in a German hospital. I believe that's like the only option that we have, because we don't have a hospital on base. We only have a clinic, therefore that wouldn't be able to happen. The next question is, did you feel any pain while pushing, or were you still numb? I actually feel like I was definitely still numb. I was feeling every single contraction, but it wasn't painful. It didn't hurt, and that is because of the epidural. So I was pretty numb, but I felt every contraction, so I knew exactly when to push. Usually, like in the States, I'm always hearing like the doctors are telling you when to push because you really don't feel anything, but because I was feeling every contraction, I knew exactly when to push without them telling me to. So yes, even though I felt every contraction, I still feel like I was pretty numb. Like I don't think I would have been able to do it without the epidural, honestly. This next one is, did you pack your prenatals? I am 39 weeks and I'm not sure if I should. Honestly, I didn't take my prenatals. I didn't even have my hospital bag ready. Like I had everything, I knew everything that I wanted to take, and I had to just all lay it out. So when the time came, I would just throw everything in my hospital bag, because I was still waiting on like 5 things in the mail. So that's the only reason why I didn't have my hospital bag ready. But my prenatals was something that I had on my list that I didn't take with me, and I wish I did. Even though like it's not a big deal, I still wish that I would have taken them. That way I would have had like a better peace of mind. I would have felt better about myself, like, yeah, I'm taking care of myself, you know? So I definitely suggest you take your prenatals, and also congratulations to you on your pregnancy, and I wish you a very healthy and smooth labor and delivery. I feel like we're going through these super fast. I need me a coffee break. It feels so good to drink coffee, guilt-free. Okay, this next one is, did they allow Phoenix in the room? I know in some countries only women are allowed. So I'm not sure if this question is asked because of COVID or like it being religious related. But yes, Phoenix was allowed to be in the same room with me at all times. Like there wasn't any time where they told him he couldn't be in the room. He was wearing his mask the entire time. So yeah, I don't know if it was like COVID related, but he was allowed to be there with me 24/7. Okay, this next one is in Spanish, and it says, fue un problema el idioma o los médicos hablaban en inglés. Abrazo desde Argentina. Muchas gracias, un abrazo para ti. No fue un problema con los doctores, porque mayoría hablan en inglés y hacen like lo mejor para tratar de explicar todas las cosas en inglés, y los que no sabían inglés llamaban a otra persona para que hagan translation para traducir el idioma. So para mí no fue ningún problema. Se me hace que nomás había una persona que no hablaba el inglés, y esa era la persona que me ayudaba con breastfeeding. So esa fue la persona que habló a otra enfermera para que le ayudara. Next question, are you breastfeeding? Also, how is postpartum? So I am breastfeeding. Excuse me. I'm actually doing both breastfeeding and doing formula. Probably TMI, but I do have innies, and that makes it extra hard for baby girl to latch. Right off the bat, they gave me nipple shields, so that would be easier. But even with the nipple shields, like it's so hard to get her to latch. So what I'm doing is using the breast pump and feeding her my breast milk throughout the entire day, and then at nighttime I do formula, just because I feel like formula fills her up a lot more. So yeah. And then also postpartum to me has been super good. It's been going super well. Everyone's always asking me like, how am I doing, how am I feeling, like to rest, and I appreciate it, obviously, and I am trying my best to, you know, just take it easy, but it's not like me to not do anything. So when baby girl is sleeping, although everyone says that I should be sleeping too, that's the time that I like to get ready and clean the house. And also Phoenix has been super helpful with cleaning the house and taking care of baby girl as well. But I feel like I need to do these things just so I don't get like super depressed. So yeah, postpartum to me has been going well. Even though it still hurts down there, everything else is going pretty good. This next one is, did you tear? I was actually super afraid to tear. So the answer is yes, I did tear, and I don't know exactly how much. All they said was a little bit. I did get stitches, and I don't know how many. I tried asking again, like, how many stitches did I get? And their answer was just like, oh, well, it wasn't a lot, it was a little bit, but I did it over, so I really can't say how many. So that's all I know, that I did tear, but I don't know how much. And that was something that was like super scary to me. I didn't think I was gonna tear. I was taking collagen just, you know, to help with the skin stretching so that wouldn't happen, but it did happen. This next one is, what was the process to assign a midwife for birth? Love your videos. So first of all, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know if there's an actual process to assign a midwife because we didn't. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I think it just depends on who's available at that time. Unless you're actually like scheduling based on who's working. I don't know. I just think we got super lucky with the midwife that we got. I don't remember her name, but I feel like everyone is saying that her name is Elizabeth just because they've experienced with her, and everyone seems to love her. I loved her. Phoenix loved her. She was the absolute best. I still think about her every single day. I've said this already to the comments that I've gotten on her, and it literally felt like having my mom as a midwife. Like just imagine your mom being an experienced midwife. That's how amazing it felt to have my midwife. So this next question is, how were the first days and nights after birth? Did you feel baby blues? I think I did. The first 2 days that we were in the hospital, because we were in the hospital for 2 days, 2 nights, I think 2 days, 3 nights. Okay, I'm confused. I think we were in the hospital for like maybe 3 days, but I feel like I definitely did, because I did cry the first 2 days, and the reason why was because baby girl wouldn't latch, and to me that just made me feel horrible, like if I was a horrible mom, like if I just couldn't provide the one thing that they need, which is food. So I was like sobbing the first time. So I definitely do feel like that's part of baby blues, and I do know now that it's okay, it's not the end of the world to not be able to breastfeed. So yeah. Also, the first night with baby girl was tiring. She cried a lot the first night, and I was like, wow, like I'm always hearing about babies being super quiet the first night, and our baby girl was crying so much, and I think that was because she was hungry, to be honest, because I couldn't get her to latch even though I was trying. And I didn't know about bottles. Like that kind of got me upset because I didn't know that I could ask for formula. So the next day my mom called me and she's like, are you feeding her? And I was like, oh well, I'm trying to, but she's not really like latching. So she's like, so then what are you giving her to eat? Are they giving her bottle? And I'm like, you're right, they're not giving her any bottle. So she told me to ask them for a bottle, and that made me feel so sad that I didn't think about that. And I was like, yeah, you see, this is why I need my mom. So I asked for a bottle, and they gave her a bottle, and after that, like, she started sleeping better, and I just felt horrible because I didn't ask for a bottle the first night. Okay, so I'm gonna answer 2 more, and then this mama has to get up. So the next one is, did you get any stretch marks? And the answer is no, I didn't. I am so happy that it didn't happen, and I'll maybe talk about that in another video, but I didn't. And there's that. Also, my weight, I lost weight, you guys. Like, I'm feeling extra skinny, and I don't like it. Like, I already have the skinniest legs. I have them even skinnier now, and I hate it. I lost weight. I am under my pre-pregnancy weight. I was 115. When I got pregnant, I gained 10 pounds, which made me 125. And then 3 days later, like after getting home, I weighed myself and I was 110. So that means that I lost more weight than I should have, and I don't know how to feel about it because, like, my goal has always been to weigh 120, and now I'm like negative 10 under that. The last one is going to be, will we be teaching Naya Spanish? And the answer is absolutely. I am a proud Hispanic, proud Mexican, and I gotta be honest, it wasn't always like that. At certain age, like I hated going to Mexico and all of that, but growing up, I learned to love it. I learned to love being Mexican. So yes, I am going to be teaching Naya Spanish. Obviously, I do not want her to grow up saying I don't speak Spanish. Like, that is a no-no for me. And well, that is it. I am ending today's video right here. I do want to give out a shout out, and today's shout out goes out to Wendy Locke. Shout out to you, girl. And if any one of you guys will also like a shout out, all you have to do is make sure to be subscribed and comment anything your big ol' heart desires. I love you guys all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to join the Rhea Shields family, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.